Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today on Cookiecast, we've got something different, which seems to be a bit of a theme at the moment. Here at Cookiecast, we're trying all sorts of new and interesting things for the podcast so that you, the listener, can experience a variety of things and then try and pick out the stuff that you like the most. Today's Cookiecast is Zombiecast. Basically, big shout out to Ben Keep, which is James Keep's brother. He came up with an idea for, basically it's like if the zombie apocalypse happened, but you still had to do mundane tasks like go shopping or go and, take something somewhere. Things that normal jobs that you do on an everyday thing during the zombie apocalypse. So we sort of ran with that. It's got a bit of a sort of role-playing game feel to it. It's not only is it a new thing because it's a zombie cast, it's the first 4-person podcast that we've done here on Cookiecast. There is myself and James Keep, Paul Williams and Sam Muscroft. So some of the regular podcast people coming in to do a little bit of something new. There's a natural break in this one. We basically decided at the point that Paul started to feel a little tired that we'd break and turn it into a 2-parter. So it's a natural 2-parter. It was about a week later that we did the second part, and that'll come further down the line. But for now, give Cookiecast Zombiecast Part 1 a listen. See what you think. See if it's something that you like. If you'd consider listening to more. Since we've done the first one, you learn from the things you do, so we've all got ideas of how to move it on. Potentially add in things like a dice roll or other aspects that make it a bit more of a role-playing game, other characters, things like that. But for now, see what you think to Part 1. Part 2 will come along later. And yeah, see what you guys think. Okay, so this is Cookiecast Zombiecast Part 1. Right, it's podcast time, let's do this. Fuck me now. Right, never let it be said that we do not suffer for our art form. When last we were gathered here together, we were but 3 men, huddled in a small room, sweating our proverbials off. So what better way to enhance that than to add another person to the same small room. Roll call time, gentlemen.
Yep, I'm it. You know me by now.
You may remember me from such a podcast.
James Keep, Paul Williams, and the previously unmentioned Sam Muscroft.
Previously unmentioned, is that the best I'm getting?
Well, at this point of recording, you are an unmentioned because you've not.
Unmentionable, maybe.
Yeah. That is true. At point of recording, I've still yet to hear yours.
All right.
So
I nearly coded yours the other night, but somebody got in the way.
Don't you dare blame me for anything.
I haven't heard my latest podcast.
That wasn't me saying. That wasn't me like.
That's also exactly what you sound
just dawned on me just how high pitched that was there. That wasn't me saying that. Yeah, it wasn't a case of me.
Hates you.
It wasn't. It wasn't a case of me saying get man uploaded now, you pig fucker. It was a case of can you like. It was. I was just like, I'd forgotten that we'd even done ours.
Sounded a little like that, if I'm honest.
Well, you probably should.
There's a load in the back catalogue, which by probably the time this goes up, everyone will have heard.
Excellent.
I invite you to listen to Tom Quinn 2, The Finest.
The Fappening.
The Fappening.
Tom Quinn, The Fappening.
Fappening.
So we are all gathered here, sweating our proverbials off.
You know what? Since we had a happening.
I'm in the crossbreeze, man. It's good. It's nice.
Pick that seat right, didn't you?
Oh dear.
James Keep.
Yes.
Want to explain what we're doing here? Give us an overview, and then I'll go through.
Okay, so my brother Ben, shout out to Ben.
No,
come up with
it's
this.
not that sort of.
Just what number mention is that? Is that number 2?
I don't know. Is it?
Oh, he's getting close to having to
shit.
travel up and jump on the podcast.
I have to Skype Steve at some point.
That's
don't I?
very true. Yeah. So basically,
Your brother Ben.
yeah, he had this idea of doing a podcast that was set during the zombie apocalypse. So obviously there is no zombie apocalypse, but he said, imagine it's a zombie apocalypse and you still want to like put out podcasts and stuff. You can make the podcast as if you're living through the apocalypse.
Dedication to the podcast craft.
Yeah, so like basically how would you get to work? How would you get your fuel?
I love how the internet's
all
still
that
running.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Just all that kind of stuff.
Society crumbles, yet people are still able to upload their own podcasts.
I do like the idea though that society's gone to shit, but someone somewhere has still got an epoxy ass server running.
Some poor bastard has to sit coding.
In nearly every zombie movie, there's somebody on a radio. So we're just bringing it up to date.
That's right.
There's somebody on a walkie-talkie. Somebody's broadcasting to
Also,
anybody listening, quote unquote.
Plus, I think the bigger picture is that we can deliver a story. So it'll be like a podcast drama.
Oh my
So-
god.
Coronation Street of zombie apocalypse.
Don't ever say that again.
We're going to have interpersonal drama.
We'd be beefing you and things like that. I actually googled earlier today zombie apocalypse podcast, and it's a thing.
No, it isn't.
There is one that's up to episode 176.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Isn't it getting a bit last time on Dragon Ball Z at that point though? Isn't it?
I mean, I don't know. Some of them are scripted, but there's a shit. I think
Whole
I saw
episode's
a
been
website
powering up.
which was the top 50 zombie apocalypse.
What? There's a top. There should be a top 5.
Yeah.
Top 50?
Can we?
Maybe we should try and get in the top 5.
Or we should do a different apocalypse at some point. Do zombies first, but next time go. With
Mad Max.
the
Mad
nuclear
Max.
apocalypse are classic.
Oh, I thought you were going to go something like werewolf apocalypse.
Well, I was talking.
Sam raised a very interesting point recently, which you guys aren't aware of. Sam, what's the best
I was
apocalypse?
going for because there's classics like your nuclear apocalypse, like your zombies, but they're getting a bit passé now. How about a demonic incursion?
Plague,
Hell on earth.
which personally I was like, yes,
Actually sounds quite cool,
yes,
actually.
I am all over that.
Yeah, not sure how to deal with those.
All I could picture was like Darksiders. Like you're a character that's running around. There's like demons on one side and angels on the other side.
Constantly.
And you're
This
like,
just
"Hey."
this just sounds like the game we played the other week.
Mansions of
Madness.
Yeah.
Mansions of Madness, where you play for 5 hours and then you die.
But like it'd just be, I imagine life would just go on and be like going to Morrison's. It's like, oh no, Canarock the Impaler's gone. No one wants him in Morrison's.
Is that Etrigan? Come on!
I literally have not got a clue what either of those two.
I made the name.
I'm with you on that. I think they just sound like scary demons. So
Etrigan's from DC.
yeah. No, okay.
I just made up a guy.
Clever.
See, Sam's played it right.
Sam was more creative than I.
Yeah, he was convincing.
It really was.
So,
You don't want to be Morrison's though. Steals all the fish.
Brother Keith came up
Oh,
with...
that makes him sound like some sort of like druid handler.
He is a bit of a druid.
You've seen that beard? It's awesome. Come on. He was just missing the robes. Brother Keith came up with what I was told this whilst driving along and nearly wanted to just stop the car and be like, that's fucking awesome. I was all over this. I picked this up and ran with it. So I kept asking James for a series of rules, which there were some
vaguely.
loosely based rules, and then I went off into the head cave and came back with what's probably going to be either something marginally interesting or utter garbage.
I'm assuming you're not using an actual rule set, a la.
No, so basically, here's
D&D!
Is it going to be, weird-sided dice?
And there'll be
I roll a d12.
there'll be no dice.
Oh no!
There ought to be no die.
I spanked the dice idea right out the window.
But if I can't roll a d12, what is it? Are we really living at that point?
so
I want to roll Eminem's backing band.
It's becoming a nerd fest right now.
It's a zombie apocalypse podcast. Are we really going down the idea that we're really cool? We're doing a
A natural 20.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
I...
The closest I've got to it was watching
I've
the
played it
Dungeons
and
and
I've
Dragons
run it.
episode of Community.
Tonight might be your next step.
Excellent.
You just won't have, character sheets and you won't have to roll against Thaco.
Yeah.
Classic Thaco. The
You are your own
bastard.
character. So you know your cardio level. So
Pretty terrible.
Exactly. So, could we all run to the end of the street?
Right now,
Yeah.
I'd be sick. I've got a little bit of pizza swimming about inside me.
Swimming around with a few beers and stuff. James, if I gave you a blunt object, how many zombies would you be able to beat to death?
Oh God, millions.
Millions!
So
Millions!
Just keep
Like
going.
a video game.
Yeah.
So
There's millions
we know
until
our
we're on.
own strengths. Unfortunately, we might have to, use the Superman principle on James and make him slightly less powerful.
Has anyone tested yet if zombies can be bored to death with football facts?
No, but we could find this out in the zombie apocalypse.
They can
Excellent.
test
I'm
it.
going to give you a clue. Only 3 of us are coming back.
Well, I feel like I have to point out here that I am, diabetic, so I'm fucked either way in the zombie apocalypse. I'm so fucked.
Definitely gives us an episode. Sam runs out of insulin day 1.
I've just come to the conclusion that when the world ends, in whatever way it goes, I'm basically boned.
Day 2, use it as bait.
Dude, I'm turning
Chop Sam's dead body up and use it as bait for the zombie.
I imagine it's almost like a
Using
really
his hole
shit
as bait.
diabetic zombie. It's like, oh no, a zombie tried to claw us, but then it fell over with a low blood sugar. Which was shittest zombie.
So,
It had a hypo.
the fact that the zombie takes on your physical attributes. Well, not physical attributes, but yeah.
He's physically got it.
there are some rules. For entertainment value,
Oh, God.
we are having Romero zombies.
I don't know what that
For
means.
Paul, that is the slow, ambling...
Oh, they're not rage zombies.
None of your fast zombie nonsense.
rage
here.
No fast zombies, no hordes. Well, there's going to be some hordes. We have everything that's available to us now. I'm going to throw out we're going to work on the principle that let's say one of us, I'm not going to use any names, their second fear in this entire world is zombie apocalypse. So they've spent the last few years preparing in various different ways for zombie apocalypse.
God, if only we could work that out based on whose house we're doing this
I
and
wonder
where the zombie sort of
I do
stash is.
feel like
Could it be?
I'm going to have to spoil the ending. It turns out that man was the monster all along. Sorry, guys.
Ooh, it's a
Spoiler
deep
alert.
metaphor. Ooh.
Somebody's played State of Decay.
Nice dated metaphor for everybody.
Nope.
So I'm going to say that, let's say, for example, there was a collection of, I don't know, weapons ranging from blunt to sharp to... I'm going to say that firearms, yes, but not. We're not talking military-grade hardware. We're talking the most you're going to find is a BB gun.
Also, you're working with UK gun laws.
Yeah.
So,
We are where we are. We are in. Let's say we're in this house. It's day 3 of zombie apocalypse, and somebody decides that we have to leave the house for a reason. So the reason will start things off. For example, and this is something I spoke to James about earlier. There is a car outside the front of the house.
2.
There are 2 cars outside the front of the house.
Oh, right.
My car has, at this point in time, 6/8 of a tank of petrol. I don't know how much petrol yours has got in.
Probably about the same. No,
Okay.
maybe a little bit more.
And, as we all know from every zombie film we've ever seen, petrol is the first thing to go, because petrol stations don't get refuelled, because 80% of the population...
also, petrol has an extremely short lifespan, which no apocalypse film ever takes into account.
So, there's the Resident Evil one where she's driving
true.
across the desert and there's no petrol and she's on a motorbike and stuff like that. There's things like that do address that petrol is the first thing to go. So, what that means is, if, for example, we say, right, Sam's house is down the road and he's going to die if we don't get insulin, we would have to vote or decide or agree or something to use one of the cars.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So, everybody can have one reasonable weapon
From within the house.
from within the house.
Can that weapon be another person?
You can't just use him.
Damn it.
A rabid weasel tied to a stick.
I just love the idea that, the rule set in this game is so broken that he does 1 James worth of damage. It's a zombie with him. 1 James is always an auto kill or something.
1 James worth of damage is 20 damage.
Yeah, unit of measurement is 1 James worth.
Although I was having a conversation in a group messaging thing the other day where I did point out that James was used as a deterrent against something. Somebody was on a night
Human
out,
beings.
and one person tried to leave, and the other person went, "What would James say to that?" And then they stayed out for a lot longer.
Wow, these
So,
podcasts paint me in such a terrible light.
I don't know where they get it from.
I don't know.
I don't know where they get it from.
No, I have no idea.
No.
Who would ever accuse dear sweet James of a misdemeanour?
I have no idea.
So,
It's wrong.
as this is the first one, there'll be a lot of muddling through the rules. There are no rules. We're just going to make a load of shit up as we go.
There are no rules!
But I will throw out the A, what the scenario is.
Okay.
B, I imagine that we'll probably need to decide. I would say you probably want to decide what you're going to do before you leave the house. And for entertainment value, I'm going to throw out at various points throughout the journey, there will be zombies.
Obviously.
So we have to ascertain how we go about completing our task, and do we all survive?
Cool.
Yeah?
Yep.
Good. Everybody clear on the what could be described as rules, and simultaneously could be described as not rules?
Yep.
It's basically a rule, he's role playing without the D20s.
Yeah. So, today on Zombie Podcast, today's scenario is the typical, we've been here, it's day 3 of the zombie apocalypse, and we've eaten all the food.
Have we boarded the fuck out of this place?
Yes.
Would you describe it as secure or as secure as it can
So
possibly
day
get?
1, we were all here doing a very similar thing where we were all doing a podcast, and then Paul opened the door to leave, and there was a zombie. And he went, "Ooh, that guy looks like a zombie." So he shut the door, we looked out the window, and there was kind of a zombie-ish feel outside. So we locked all the doors, used the heaviest objects.
Check
to
the TV and
board.
the radio, surely.
Yeah, we checked those. It's zombie apocalypse, and it's been confirmed. We're on day 3, and not expecting a zombie apocalypse on day 0. We didn't do a week's worth or a month's worth of shopping. So today's zombie task is we've run out of food.
Okay.
There's a few ways we can go about this, sort of thinking realistically. There's obviously the supermarket, but as you know, if petrol's one of the first things to go, then...
Well, where's the closest shop to here?
There is the inner space station, which is just a little bit further
Well, that's
away.
just storage, isn't it?
No, it's a
Well, it's a petrol station.
It's a petrol
so it's
station
got,
with a mini
Oh,
mall.
yeah, okay, right.
it's got,
Isn't there, like a little mini superstore thing down here?
there is a cost cutter.
Yeah.
Is there not a supermarket on the university campus?
There's a Nissa. Is
Yeah.
that a thing?
Yeah, but
It's
isn't
a local-
surely the university is going to be full
Oh, it's going to be crawling.
I feel like I have to ask, is that how far have things broken down? Have we still got a military presence?
Any sign of military has not made it here.
Be all on Fulford Road.
So what we're saying is that Sui's husband hasn't, parachuted himself in to save us all.
He's probably a super special guest star in one of the
I
later
imagine
episodes. Spoilers alert.
that in a zombie apocalypse, the military would probably do a runner. I can't imagine that they're going to be like, let's go door to door and protect everybody.
I would have
Well, no, I would have thought that the military would try and cordon off
I would
areas
say
and
there'll
try
be a safe zone
and
somewhere.
create a perimeter. That's sort
Yeah.
of
Okay, so
There'll be a
so
zone.
there's
There'll
an
be a
army
zone.
barracks
on Fulford Road.
2 miles away.
Yeah.
So,
But presumably, I'm sort of assuming that they're stuck within the walls, pretty much. So
Yeah.
you're going to use York walls as the perimeter zone or
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay, yeah.
and
Oh,
we're
we're fine
outside
then.
the walls.
We're fine then.
Well, we're outside the wall.
Yeah, but we're inside the very, very secure house.
We are inside the
And we've
house.
decided that we don't need food. We're just gonna live off a sugar and water solution.
killing off one of our listeners. At this moment in time, we might have to forego Sam's diabetes. Although we can work on the principle that Sam has enough insulin for this episode.
Does he?
Sam has enough insulin, I reckon, in my bag to last me maybe at most 2 to 3 days.
Okay,
So we're getting dangerously close to insulin running out as well.
Yeah.
But that's based on a normal sort of food outlay. If I could argue, if I was eating the less food, that requires less insulin.
Does
Okay.
the insulin have to be sourced from a particular place, or is it something that could be got from certain supermarkets?
Supermarkets will have a pharmacy, may have access to that sort of thing.
So we could combine them too.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Whilst we're in a supermarket, if that's the choice.
I could always head to Boots.
I've obviously got plenty of insulin in my bag.
That's something like
I'm gonna raise some insulin.
So at this point in time, Sam's got insulin in the apartment. If you're heading, like for example,
All these options though mean that we have to go into town.
Well,
Because Sam's apartment is in town, and town is going to be crawling.
That's true.
I was going to say, is it not a case of we would go to Sam's apartment as a last resort? We would try and get him insulin from other sources.
I would say that's a known quantity, and it's for what it's worth, insulin can live without, it doesn't denature for about a month.
Right, okay.
It can live without electricity. I don't know if we've got electricity or electricity's all gone at this point. Is everything...
I mean, electricity generally is it's up there with petrol, isn't it?
I don't know why the electricity cuts off.
I've never worked that one out. So it's up to you guys as a rule.
There's no one maintaining the... remember, a lot of electricity generation, they'll have fail safes and stuff like that that'll eventually... Without maintenance, it will cut off, but it probably won't cut off for a little while.
There's no little man shoveling coal into the fire. So
maybe that should be our first mission. Find a little man.
Find a little man to shovel coal into the fire.
But I don't know how electricity, I don't know how power stations are run. I don't know if if they have an ongoing rota of staff, for example, and things need to be checked on a certain rota, and if they don't, then certain things go off.
Yeah, and shift 1 could be, all the people that run the power plant. Shift 2, zombies. I don't think they're going to keep it running.
They're lazy, zombies.
Yeah,
that's
they're
a
quite
problem.
lazy, to be fair.
They are lazy. They just
Unless less brains are involved, they're just not
Fucking
interested.
scrounging zombie bastards.
Isn't zombies?
Scrounging zombie bastards coming over here eating our brains.
Not doing our jobs. Jesus.
Excellent. Right, so we've worked on the principle that power has got.
So ideally, though, we need this podcast to flow like we're having a discussion rather than keep asking questions about is this working?
Well, no, it's
You
podcast 1.
Podcast 1, you need to get an idea of the how the universe
I wanted the conversation to be on the podcast, otherwise we'd have had this before we came up with this.
Right.
We need to get an idea, because this is the very early stage. It's not got to Walking Dead stage yet. No one's gone feral. No one's
so imagine we've still got electricity.
No one's gone Will Ferrell.
gone Will
So
Ferrell.
imagine
Yeah.
we've still got electricity. Then, assumably, we've still got mobile phones and stuff.
Have the networks.
Again. I mean,
Because if the networks work, my question would be, how does the electricity station work? How long would we likely get electricity
to me, zombie apocalypse always goes the same way. No mobile phones. You can't ring anybody. In the first 4 minutes of something like that, you can't ring anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got no power, because at some point somebody's in the middle of a conversation, then it goes boom, and everything's dark.
Right. Great powering down sound, by the way. Excellent work.
Okay,
I did wonder how that was going to come over on that.
Right, so we'll go on the basis then that it's like a standard zombie apocalypse.
We can't
movie.
drive anywhere.
There's no electricity.
Which is why a lot of these films start sort of in situ, don't they? So that, things have happened, so you don't have to worry about the early stages of things.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the point. I've never thought about that before. All the zombie films I've seen have all been like
a month or so after,
inside
it's
the
true
epidemic,
that Fear the Walking
pandemic,
Dead,
or whatever you want to class it.
within the first day, everything had stopped in Fear the Walking Dead.
That it's generally because I think,
Spoiler alert.
as Sam pointed out, at the end of the day, it's all to highlight that humans are the worst. I said to you, I'd read that thing in that book recently, that the actual zombie movie is the world is populated by zombies. And then an infestation.
And we're talking about Romero zombies, which is just consumerism is bad, yo.
Yeah. And voodoo's not great either.
Oh, well, one person in this room thinks voodoo's very good.
I love that place. Just saying.
Voodoo has definitely been taken over by zombies.
Oh, and
Yeah, you wouldn't know any different.
That's before the zombie apocalypse.
I hope there's dancing zombies.
Well, I like it.
Well, I like it. Mainly because it's the
I might
only
ju- I might
fucking
just-
place
I
that's
might-
open
I
at
might just
certain
head
times
there.
of the week.
They'll have beer, spirits, all sorts. Only
And
need
the-
to shut
the place will
one
be
door.
full.
They've got beer, they've got wine, they've got spirits.
Yeah.
No,
And there's only one front door to bar. And you've got.
But I would say our
And
first port of
60
call should be
zombies.
going to a supermarket or wherever and stocking up on as much petrol and as much non-perishable food as we can.
Do
Okay.
our cards still work so we can pay for the goods that we've taken from the supermarket? Because we're whilst it's still zombie apocalypse, we're still
We're still upstanding
we're still
citizens.
upstanding citizens.
I was going to
We
just
can-
chav everything.
Try and pay for it if the cashiers are.
It's worth noting
That is true. If the cashier is just going,
the zombies might not be the thing we're fighting for these resources.
That's another
That is the other
point.
thing.
Oh,
as well.
yeah.
Although,
Jesus,
if you think
think
like
about
28 days later, they went to a supermarket and there was nobody there.
No,
They
that's
broke into the supermarket. They took like a thing of apples, like a whole thing of apples, and chocolate and stuff.
time for unpopular opinion time. Didn't get that film. Didn't think it was that good.
Just reach over and slap him for me.
Didn't think it was that good. Didn't see what all the hype was about.
Just keep slapping him until he stops talking. Anyway, so we're in the house.
Yep.
right.
Which supermarket?
Where's the
from
closest,
here,
biggest one?
The closest big supermarket is probably
Luckily-
Asda or Sainsbury's.
I was going to say, luckily for Sam, it's probably Morrison's.
Oh,
Because we're going to
Yeah.
have to go past Sam's flat to get to Morrison's.
But
Do we?
that's in the centre, whereas somewhere
Oh,
like,
yeah.
if you're willing to go out to the outskirts, like, like Monk's Cross or
Like
whatever.
Monk's Cross. However, going... Well, I suppose you could go through...
We can assume there's not going to be much traffic, so
Probably won't be a lot of
it'll
traffic.
be a pretty clear run.
But are we saying we're going to take the car?
but is this not the sort of thing where if we're in the car,
Well, at this
We're gonna be
point,
driving down-
we've got enough petrol without really too much of a concern. And,
Yeah.
and while we're there, we could check out the petrol station.
And what do we know from playing State of Decay about cars?
That we can't all open our back doors.
Can't open our back doors because the child
The
locks
camera
up.
angle's normally pretty shit.
Yeah. And
They run out of petrol a lot.
cars are noisy.
Oh yeah,
Cars
What
are
do
noi-
zombies like.
that's true.
Our version of this probably isn't quite as buggy as State of Decay.
I was just thinking.
So
of
what
the
you're saying
bugs,
is,
right?
one of us hasn't had the foresight to realise that the zombie apocalypse is coming and hasn't bought an electric car. Because some of them can be silent.
We were having this conversation.
Okay, the
about-
answer's no, because we don't have any electric cars on the driveway right now.
Damn it!
But the other option is to walk it or bike it.
Yeah.
Both of which are, especially biking, is an option if there is
There
a
are
Yeah,
two
I'm happy to
bikes
walk
in
it.
the house.
So we could croggy something.
I'd be happy to walk it because maybe less people is less noisy. It'll
That's-
take longer, but it's doable.
That's the thing. Anything that is that involves movement faster than walking pace will produce sound.
Yeah.
So unless we walk there very slowly, we're going to produce
A
sound.
bike ain't particularly noisy.
No, bikes are quite quiet.
Yeah, but you get that sort of.
Yeah, I have to assume there's ambient sound though.
But we'll be able to outrun shambling zombies.
Sure.
You'll be able to outdrive zombies.
No, but like on the bike, I mean.
And if you'll only, presumably, a car will attract lots of zombies from a large area, whereas bikes maybe only a small.
couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
So bikes are an interesting idea, particularly if we can, because I bet there's a load of knocking about we can acquire.
So what we'd need to do initially though is either 2 people would have to go and 2 people would have to stay, or
That's not a horrible idea.
or we take one person takes another person on the bike and we try and source other bikes
Thing is,
on the way.
well, I'd be concerned if our place is like well barricaded and like pretty awesome. We definitely need somebody to
I
stay
feel
there.
like I have to ask this, Andy. Does this zombie infection affect things that are not humans?
You're worried about the cats, aren't
Yeah, I am. I'm worried we've got zombie cats. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I'm thinking at this point that you're saying we've run out of food. Andy said we've run out of food. That can only to me mean that we've had to eat the cats.
I hope so.
Did we do it on the first day before we ran out of food?
Would we have eaten the cat randomly though?
Of course we would. Little bastards.
Okay.
I'm
not sure I'd be eating a cat.
At this point in time, I can safely say there is enough cat food
Survival
in
food.
this house that those cats won't starve for several months.
Look, they might go, zombie cat.
So we could
But
eat
there's-
cat food.
Oh man, it's just dawned on me. This is the worst zombie apocalypse ever. Not only am I stuck in this house, I'm stuck in the upstairs of this house because I can't get near the fucking cats.
Yeah.
So you have to bring all my food and drink to me.
We'll get the cats to bring it.
Oh man,
son of a
what
bitch.
what a burden you are. I'm blaming the burden in this.
So in our 4, we have an initial independent
What we do
person,
is we feed
2 asthmatics.
Sam and Paul
this
to
guy.
the zombies, and we just chat. Well, they're
No, we don't.
We can funnel
We didn't
Paul's
agree
fuel
this.
out of his car into your car.
Good
and
looks,
find
good
a new
looks siphon
place.
that. It's got an anti-siphon filter on it.
This arsehole.
There's always one, isn't there?
Annoying.
Actually, it's got an anti-siphon.
Oh my god. Well, I'll just fucking pierce it.
I was going to say, we've done a good job we don't know how to get
Oh, you're going to
petrol
drink...
tanks.
So
you
we've already
can
decided.
do it that
So
way.
we've already decided that man is the monster. We've already got to this point. It's only 10 minutes.
Killed you guys off.
50% of the
I'm not
team.
entirely sure what we gained from killing them.
It's just a laugh, isn't it?
I decided that James's first port of call is, how about we murder those guys? How about we straight up murder them?
Links in this chain of fools.
But they blatantly said they were a burden. Okay. Like, you know.
At this point, may I just point out that I am not the only asthmatic in the room?
Fucking hell, I'm going to have to kill all 3 of you. Wow. So I live in this house every ever after with the cats, and I can eat cat food.
Have plenty of aspirin medication in the house. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I need to go buy more. In real life, not in zombie life.
On next episode, ladies and gentlemen, Paul goes for an inhaler.
So we're totally going to go to a big supermarket then and get some. The problem is, if you go via bikes, you can't carry shit. So,
Of course you can. Hang it off the handlebars.
whereas I would argue you want to get
rucksacks in
trolley.
this house.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
You got
Do we still
rucksacks?
have to pay 8 pence for a fucking carrier?
Also, trolleys. No, talk about things making a fucking racket. A trolley makes an absolute.
Behind the door in that room, there are 3 very large bags.
Okay.
I've got a hold all in that room. We've got carriers.
Basically, I think we should take both cars and fill them up with enough gas, with enough petrol and enough food as you can while it's still there.
I think that's the best idea.
Because it won't be there after a while.
Ignore the sound.
What I would
Or
say
if we could, what we have to do is we have to sort of work out that we're going to ditch the cars
See, I would
a
say...
safe distance from the house.
Yeah, so
on the
what
way
I would
back.
say is you would have to agree that if you're going to take the cars, that you are going to stop
And then somebody
a long
needs to
way off.
go ahead and scout it out.
from here.
Or going to.
Like if we were coming back and we've got a train of zombies behind, we'd have to stop the cars and deal with all of the zombies. And like you said, going there, you'd have to get somewhere close with potentially a train of zombies behind you, deal with the train of zombies, and somebody's going to have to
Again,
go and
like
scout
Sam
the
said, though,
supermarket.
like, cars are noisy and it'll attract other people. And zombies might not hear the car, but people definitely will. I'd be inclined to go at night, go quietly, and check the place out. Because people are a fucking annoyance.
I mean, it's going to be.
I'll
dark.
do a recce beforehand.
Yeah.
It's going to be dark in the next.
Because
half
if the
an hour.
supermarket... What if
not-
some psychos have already taken over the supermarket and are running their bag show? We're going to have to kill them, aren't we?
You do a bike recce, easy enough. If
Yeah.
you've got a couple
Do
of
we-
bikes, might
is
even
it-
find a couple more of them.
Is it a case of if we do come across other people, which invariably I assume we would,
You think
do
so?
we band together, or have we decided we're stronger as a 4 than anything
Well, I
else?
think we have to see what they...
Other people are generally going to want your shit. Especially if you got shit.
What happens if we've found one of the diabetes crew from work, and they also have run out of insulin?
Eat them.
Then we kill them.
Eat them.
I love as a diabetes crew.
There's diabetes mob at work.
Yeah, it was like there's 5 of us. We're like the world's shittest
Well,
power
no, we should
rangers.
I think we should let Sam decide whether we leave them or we let them join.
Yeah, because I can't imagine another diabetic is going to be an advantage.
So Sam should decide. And
Well,
if
no,
he says
from an
leave
insulin
them,
perspective,
then
if
we'll
that
stab him in the
diabetic turns
brain.
up and goes, Sam, got any insulin, mate? That's already a bad sign. Just throwing that out.
I've already accepted that if an apocalypse comes, I'm proper boned.
Boned.
Well, we're going to sort that because I think we're going to Morrison.
So
And your
James's
partner.
suggestion was go at night, walk,
Mm-hmm.
/ potentially go on the bikes.
I think you have to bike it for me to get there in any kind of time.
Well, we already know that we can't get anything that needs to be refrigerated. All the stuff we have to get has to either be fresh or
Packets.
tinned.
Yeah. Tins, packets. No freezer, no fridge. So we're not getting any milk or cheese.
Oh my god, we won't be able to.
Oh, we can have cheese.
We won't be able to have
Still
coffee.
getting
Oh, well, no, technically we still can have coffee, I suppose, because you can still gas.
Make a fire.
Yeah.
Dried milk. Powdered milk.
If you go to
the wall.
if you go and buy a Morrison's, if it's like currently there's a home base, they might pick up a generator even.
Ooh.
Because that's not noisy.
Yes, it is noisy, but it is noisy, but it's still a thing you can have just as a just in case measure.
This is the thing where, but we've already established though that we're not taking the cars, and there's no way we're going to get a generator.
You're not going to
back
carry anything back unless you take cars. It's just too far away.
It does put us at significant risk of attack if we haven't got our hands free.
Well, the dilemma is, if we take the car, all four of us need to go. Because of the noise, we're going to need all four people to attack any potential thing, which leaves the house open. If we go on bikes or walk or whatever, only two of us need to go, but it will take a lot longer, and we can obviously carry less.
Are we not in
Depends whether you
this?
care about enough. It's worth doing a recce. I think that's because you could do a recce on a bike to
Yeah.
one of those places in like what 45 minutes.
Yeah, I'd
But
say
the
so.
thing with the recce
I
is
can
that
get
surely the
Muscroft,
recce is only good for the time that you go.
You could, if someone had set up something more permanent there, though, because someone might have thought, you know what, I'm going to camp out in a supermarket where there's a ton of stuff.
Exactly.
So if there is a more permanent force there, then you'll be able to see it. Hopefully before they see you.
Because assumably we'll have to do some sort of trade. with
If you run into another scavenging party, there's almost nothing you can do about that. You just got to deal with the situation as it arises.
And as I said before, working on the principle of British gun laws, they're going to be in almost the exact same position as us. Unless you run across a farmer.
Yeah.
I was going to say there's enough farmers around here though that you might see the odd shotgun.
Yeah.
Well, they're more likely to be more out. Let's face it, they're probably safe in. They're going to safe as anywhere in a farmhouse.
Yeah. They've probably got access to nearly everything they would need. And farms are so spread out that it's probably just them.
That's what I mean. You're not going to. Why would zombies come over to your farmhouse?
Zombies are going to be ambling across the fields. They're going to get trampled by cows.
And you could probably just erect a load of barbed wire or something to keep them out.
Again, coming back to the fact we are dealing with Romero zombies at this point. They're not quick. They're not clever. They don't climb. They don't.
We've got to. The problem with the Romero zombies is you've got to suspend your disbelief that this couldn't be sorted within a day, which it could.
What I'm going to throw out at this point in time is
A military force could kill us. Could sort out a Romero zombie infestation within a day.
That where we are right now, if you think about the number of houses that are around where we are right now, let's work on the principle that at the time day we're at and things like that, anybody that was in their house did like we did. So when
Hunkered down, sort of.
shit, zombie apocalypse, and working on the principle that looking around, everybody else is doing a lot better than we are, food-wise, because nobody's left the house.
Maybe
So
we
the
should
only
tap
thing
up those people.
You're going to have to deal
See
with
if they need anything. We could trade.
But if somebody came and knocked on the front door right now, while we're barricaded in the house, are you going to run out and go,
Oh, we can open
hello?
the top window and say, "What do you want, mate?"
To kill you.
Okay, well, fuck off and they're coming in. Like, we can still speak to them, can we?
Yeah. So somebody goes and knocks on the door. Hi, are you off to get any food? 'Cause
I'd be like, possibly.
We need food.
I'd be like, "What do you need? What do you have to trade?"
Yeah.
I could go. It's going to cost you.
Yeah. Money means literally nothing.
No, I need some sort of other trading item like beer or sex. They would be my
Sex
two.
during a zombie apocalypse. Wow.
Yeah, why not?
Got to repopulate, haven't we?
I like how James is just so irresistible that it's just the ultimate trading material.
We can trade you beer on my flesh.
As long as you're not a zombie.
Well, I've got beer or the D for you, I'm afraid. So one or the other.
The D. Oh my
Little column A, little column B.
I should just point out at this point, I'll be doing no negotiating. But I'm happy to recce and kill things.
Maybe you should just stand behind you. You can just look threatening.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Personally, as the fourth member of this zombie wrecking crew,
Wrecking crew.
have no real desire to go and find out what the other people have got going on. I need to take care of my shiz.
Okay.
And right now, my boys ain't got no food.
Yeah, I'm on board with
How about 2 people stay behind and 2 people do a recce, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Right.
And we're going to go
So-
to which one are we going for? Asda, Morrison's.
I don't mind, I'll go to Morrison's.
Morrison's. Then we'll go to Morrison's.
Because
I
then
think
if I've
it's
got
the
time, I'll
closest.
detour to your apartment.
It's the closest, but technically there are smaller shops that are
Well, I
probably
can check
on the
those
way.
out. Oh, I can check those out on the way, can't I?
And there's the pub
Ooh,
on the way as well.
that's dangerous. Might get stuck there.
Pubs are just very not
I'm
super
not gonna
easy
go
to defend.
Always going to have food in it.
Yeah, but
Probably always going to have people in there.
I'm not-
That
yeah, I'm
pub
not
down
going-
there's a hotel.
I'll be avoiding pubs.
And it's
They're not super easy to defend, pubs either.
No,
No,
They're designed to be open to people.
Yeah. No, I won't be going to no pubs, but I'll check out places on the way,
Because
definitely.
Romero zombies, remember, can break glass and are more than capable of
Yep.
pulling people through glass.
I'd set myself 5 hours to go and come back to have a decent check around. Check
Are
a
you
few
still
other
working on
places.
principle? You're going at night?
Yeah.
Ooh, visibility is going to be...
Well, it's not too bad if it's a clear.
Night vision
especially-
goggles?
Yeah, especially if it's a clear night.
Do they work?
I mean, at the moment the weather's been pretty good. It might be a clear night, and to be honest, when there's no other light, your night vision's not too bad. Right.
So you're still going to go
Are
at night?
the all the street lights out?
Have you got any torches? Have you
At
got a
this
torch?
I've
in this
got
house?
a wind-up torch.
Okay, well, I'll
in the
take that.
car.
You got bike lights.
What's
surely.
that?
Yeah, backlight.
Yeah, I'll take those.
Okay.
So it's not going to be pitch black when I'm going into places.
I mean, obviously you'll be a massive beacon.
yeah, but I'm going to have to take some chances. So otherwise, we're never going to get nothing. I think
Because
going
we
at
have to
night.
get something.
I feel that going at night is better than wandering about in the day.
Yeah, and you probably want 2 people going, realistically.
definitely.
Okay, so who's going to go?
I don't mind going. Rock paper, you want a Rochambeau?
Rochambeau, brilliant.
Yeah, the best way to decide who goes to the shops
Okay,
is
yeah,
kick each other in the nuts as hard.
Well, you
as
guys
possible.
fight it out between you because I'll go. So I don't have an issue with that. I'll go. I just want to kill something, so I'll go.
So yeah, we Rochambeau for it.
Okay, winner of the Rochambeau is James and Sam.
Oh, is it?
Oh, nice.
So me and you were just scrolling around on the floor, holding our testicles that
Yeah.
are now in our
Well, that's
shit.
useful because
I now have elephant
you know you're
tights.
better. Than
Yeah,
I
and
am.
I've also got my keys and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So that's useful.
Because if we go by Morrison's, I live right near it.
Oh, right, okay.
It's dead easy too.
Yeah, no, that's good.
The only problem is an apartment building's probably full of zombos.
Might be, but we can check that out.
Bloody hell!
No,
Bloody
but
zombies!
if they're a bit like Walking Dead, we can kind of make a bit of noise to see if anything comes out, right?
Yep.
So we can do that.
So, weapon choice time. Are you ready?
What have you got?
I would normally say a shovel as being a great long weapon you can just
I quite
smack
like a
something with.
crowbar if you got a crowbar.
Okay, so I can offer you a spade.
Speed.
A spade is a decent choice.
Okay.
Okay, well, but you want the shovel because you want the sharp.
I'd
you
like
can-
a crowbar because it's dual purpose.
What other gardening implements do you have?
Got a hoe.
Of course, you've got a hoe.
Got a rake. Hedge trimmer. Electric plug-in one.
Not so useful.
Trowel.
We're trying to
for?
kill zombies, not go on a fucking archaeological dig.
Fork. We probably don't have one of those. Gardening fork.
Gardening fork. Paul Williams. You had your hand up for a little
I
while.
personally will be taking the weights off of one of your barbells and using that, as that is going to be weighty and long.
I'll take a spade.
Sam goes for the spade.
Have you got a crowbar?
I have no. I've got a tire iron.
Basically,
Is it
like
that long?
No.
No.
basically,
Not that long.
Andy, like your mum, I'm looking for length more than anything else.
I see. I don't necessarily.
Nah, she was always a girl. So I got you.
Like
The best thing about
like
this
the
is
samurai sword.
the zombie apocalypse has not
Can I-
dampened
yeah,
our sense of humour.
I can offer you a knife that's about that.
I'll take that too.
Whoa.
Hang on, you're
Remind
staying
me-
here.
Just remind me of the rules again.
Yeah, but you didn't say just one weapon. Why would I only take one weapon?
Definitely said one weapon.
We got a bunch of ceramic knives down there, and butter knives and shit.
Definitely
Can't I take
said.
that? And screwdrivers.
Definitely said one weapon.
Yeah, but you should be tooling up, man.
But why would I only take one weapon? You said whatever's in your house. Surely
Why are we
you've
not
got
putting
other
little
knives
mini weapons in
downstairs.
our pockets and stuff like that?
Like a yo-yo.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
Yo-yo.
I mean, if
If that else fails,
you
dazzle
got
them.
knives in your
If
house.
anything else, if
Surely
anything
I
else
can
fails,
take
try and
whatever's in
dazzle
the
them with a
house.
little bit of rock in the
So
baby.
I
or
have to
something.
work on the principle that you might not come back. So why would I give you all of my best weapons?
I'm saying-
for protecting my house in my zombie apocalypse for you to not return.
Dude,
I'll be like,
basically,
shit, that was my favourite samurai sword.
what's the longest and
Right, I'll take
stabbiest
the
thing you've
samurai
got?
sword. I'll take the samurai sword,
About
definitely.
6-foot samurai sword.
But it's a replica sword and isn't actually designed for combat. It will probably break. So have you got a gardening? Have you got a big long gardening implement that's designed to take a lot of punishment?
I'll take
Yes,
the
but it
tire
only
iron.
stays in the bedroom.
I'll take the tire iron.
Ooh. But yeah, if you've got a big long gardening fork, I'll take that. Otherwise, a shovel or something is fine. It's got a bit of reach on it, and that's all I want.
Reach.
I'll take the tire iron
And
and some sort of knife.
I can give you the big fuck off knife.
I'll take that.
Right, okay.
I think it's worth everyone
I've got
having
the-
a backup knife
So
or
I've got the
something,
fuck-off
just in
knife.
case.
Okay,
Tire
so
iron.
I have a kitchen drawer full of kitchen knives.
I'll take a kitchen knife if
So,
necessary.
so I've got a kitchen knife and a spade. You've got
The tire iron.
tire iron and
whatever
a
it
big
is.
fuck
Whatever
off
it is.
knife.
Cool, they all sound great.
Yeah, that's more than that.
Sounds solid.
Okay. What are you taking? You're going bikes?
Nah,
You're walking?
I think
It'll be a long ass walk.
Yeah, but isn't it harder for you to
That's
cycle? Won't you need more insulin if you're doing more physical?
No, arguably
exertion?
not, because cycling is more sort of energy efficient, really.
Cycling in the dark is going to be quite hard, though.
Both bikes have lights.
Yeah, but what I mean is we're not going to. By the time we see what's in front of us, it might be too late.
Also, James, you're looking at the wrong way. Insulin brings your blood sugar down, and so will exercise. So the more that
So you want him on the bike?
Yeah, but we could.
food is. I need more food at that
We could do
point.
a few sprints. The problem with the bike is I have a feeling that we'll end up riding into something and then be like, oh fuck, we've already ridden.
Shall we? We can walk if you want.
I'd rather walk.
It means we don't have to deal with lights, if nothing else. But it will take a long time.
Yeah, but that's okay. There's no rush. Better to do it right and not fucking walk into some bullshit we can't get out of.
Okay, so you're going to walk.
There's no rush, is there?
Nothing else. James's bike shed's where we're going to meet, so we can go.
We can always cycle
We can
back.
punt a couple out if we want.
Exactly, and it might be getting light by the time we come back, so we can fucking peg it back.
Which supermarket?
Well, you said Morrison's because it's next to Sam's place, so we'll check
Probably
out,
closest.
we'll check out Morrison's.
Especially if we're
and anything
walking.
else
Morrison's is the closest if you're
But-
walking.
Yes, and is it's not quite within the walls, but you're more likely to see possibly a military presence there. So we'll give it anyway. It's a recce. The whole point of this is to see what's going on. So
Plus, we can check out the little shops on the way.
sure.
Okay, so you're going to set off from here, you're going to go down there, and you're going to hit that first.
Can I have a big ass backpack or something? We might as well both have a big ass
Yeah,
backpack.
we've
I
taken
can give you
whatever
both.
biggest rucksack you got.
I'll give you the hold on.
Mhm.
Inside the hold on, I'll allow you to put one other large bag.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give you my very large rucksack, and inside that you can put another large bag.
Yeah, because if we go to little shops, we might as well just stuff everything we can in it too.
No, I agree.
At least on the way back. We're probably
Yeah.
not going there.
Agreed.
So, are you setting out now?
Yeah, because it's getting dark.
Seems like the perfect time.
Yeah.
So you're going to head off down that way and hit that first shop?
Mhm.
Okay. When you round that corner over there, there is a zombie in the front garden of the next house.
Just one.
Just one.
We'll all sneak up and stab it in the head.
It looks like it's like walking round in
The
a circle.
hell is stupid. We might as well not engage unless we absolutely have to. Stabbing up.
This man has already got bloodlust.
Yeah, but stabbing up. Zombies, are quite capable of making noise.
Because my point is, if you're going to run up and stab it, I'm going to give you the ability to run up and stab it silently, but I will tell you that zombie's going to make a noise when it dies.
Even if it's just falling through a fence or something.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, it does.
No, if you catch it right, you can stab it in the head and it doesn't alert the others.
So, I assume that James has said to me, I'm going to go and stab that guy up good, and I've gone...
Okay, so I'm going to listen to Sam and not stab the zombie.
I hope you whispered that, firstly. Because if you're having this conversation, by the way, there's another zombie. So,
Right, so we
whispered to Sam.
I think, presumably...
Okay, so Sam taught me how to stab it.
We should probably see if there are any other ways around that isn't...
Cross over the road.
Yeah.
So cross over the road and carry on.
Okay.
Sneaky. There's a blue people carrier, 4 houses on the other side of the road. There's a zombie next to it.
Can we just sneak past them? Can't we just stealthily sneak past them?
I would just, if we can, I see no reason to. And even if we get their attention, it's going to be pretty obvious because they're going to start shambling towards you, and then you simply walk faster than they do.
I was going to say, can't we just sneak away from it? Because if these are Walking Dead Romero zombies, we can just sneak past, and if it does wander towards us, we can just run past.
Well, the thing is, we're not sleeping here. We know we've got the sort of a lay of the land here, so all we need to do is make sure that we don't want to be walking too close to foliage or something where we can be easily grabbed or something. Yep. You want to be basically walking in the middle of the road if you can.
Yeah, in the middle of the road, yeah.
To make it as...
Hence my walking at night.
Yeah, I mean, you're more likely to be seen by other people.
That's why I say go at night.
But we've got fuck all they would want anyway at this point.
That is true.
Big knife.
Wow.
So
if they're gonna shoot you to steal a shovel, then
yeah, you can have the shovel, mate.
You make it to the corner opposite the shops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So looking down one way towards the school and looking down the other way, looking the other way, you can see a rough estimate 5 or 6 zombies. One's in the middle of the road, one's in a garden, one's wandering around the end of those shops over there. And that's basically what's happening that way. The other direction, there's nothing. You can't really see anything.
We might be able to distract them.
I was about to say I could distract them to head in our direction, and then we can...
I was going to say the other way, just literally chuck something and see if they'll...
what they do.
Yeah.
Because at this stage, we've not encountered
chuck a brick
zombies,
or something just away from them and see if they go towards
Yeah,
it.
I'd like to see what they do, because we've not encountered them. So.
Knowing what I know about that shop, I'm going to tell you that as we spoke the other day, that shop is almost never open. And when it's closed, which it will be now, they have massive metal shutters on the front of it.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to give those a try, that's fine.
We haven't got anything to open them with.
My first question is...
I think this is going to be easier.
Yeah, we haven't got... It's going to make a lot of noise, we haven't got anything to open.
Also, it's probably front for drugs and doesn't actually have anything in it anyway if it's never open, so...
Yeah.
Almost definitely.
Yeah, no, we're not going to bother with that.
So, but I would, while it's somewhat safe, I would try and see what the...
what they do to noise. How they react to
because if they're just sort of shambling about, we might want to just see if we can just punt a half brick or something, sort of away from us and see if they follow the noise.
Yeah.
Oh, American football.
Put the American football into open space and watch them just try and...
But we didn't take that.
We didn't take a...
It's alright, I've kicked it that far from here.
You know what? I'm sure there is stuff
There's
can throw.
There's going to be a stone or a brick or...
There'll be something around we can pick up and chuck.
Dead dog or something we can lob at.
So, in the garden on the corner, there's a collection of what are basically fist-sized rocks, if that helps.
That'll do nicely. Yeah, we'll lob a couple of those. One at his head, ideally.
I'm not sure you should throw it at them. I think you should throw it away from them so they'll they'll move towards
Working
the
on
sound.
the principle of how far either of you could throw said rock, you will get the first 2 stroke 3/3 zombie to look the other way, the way away from you. However, the 3 furthest zombies will look towards you. Because that rock's going to land in the middle of the road, halfway between the 3 and the 3.
Probably throw another. To see what those... Because those other 3 that have looked towards us, we want them to go towards that sound. So we should throw another. the first 3 will go towards it. Hopefully the next 3 will go towards it again.
The other option is to sort of skirt around and try and get an angle where you can throw it, so they're looking the other way and then a skirt past.
Yeah, which I don't know the road that well. So
You having to visualise this.
long
So.
you know it better than I do.
It's a long road, and you can see quite way down it. That's why I'm saying you can see 5 or 6 zombies. At this point, you can probably see 6.
I mean, distraction is probably going to be the
But
way.
that's 50 yards.
With 6 of them, I'm not sure. 1 or 2 we might be able to take in, but I think that's too many.
It's quite a lot at this stage. Because we don't know how resilient they are either. So. Yeah, I think distraction is the way forward, and then try to sneak around.
So, if we've got a road, for example, like this, obviously people on the footage on the podcast can't see me visualising this, but you've got your zombies up there, we're here, so we kind of want to skirt around to the left and throw the rock so that it lands at to the side of the zombies, so they'll all turn to look sort of the other way, and then we sort of scoot past the other side of them.
At this stage, though, are we not close to that shop we couldn't open?
Yeah, so you're stood facing the shop.
So
That's
why
got
don't we
all the
just lob
shutters.
the rock at those shutters?
Bang it. That's a good idea.
Makes a
Do
massive
that.
noise, and they'll go towards that. And
Yeah,
we can
we'll go and
just-
hide,
But
Sneak
where
on
you're
past.
standing, the nearest zombie is like a garden away. So you're going to throw it and it's going to go, oh, noise there, but it's going to cut across the front of where you guys are.
Well, we could probably kill that one. I could kill that one first. It's only one. I could kill that one first, and then
Yeah,
we
do
could-
it.
And while I kill that one, if you lob the rock at the same time, roughly, then they were. If that thing makes a noise, they'll be more interested in the noise of the shutter because it'll be louder. There you go.
I think we should do. I think that masking your kill is not a horrible idea.
Okay.
I think we should do that.
That's what we do.
I like your style.
Yeah.
Whilst he's doing this zombie in,
Doing it in.
they are all heading in your direction because of the noise.
Obviously.
But I'm prepared to say that you would be able to do that zombie and move on.
Yeah.
So you're going to head towards the school.
Mhm.
You're going to turn
That was
right.
close.
You're going to head out onto the main road. Main road is a very long road. And as we've already pointed out, between here, Sam's apartment and Morrison's is a pub.
Yeah, we're just going to avoid that.
Yeah,
More
but
than
We're
one.
going to skirt as far away around that as we can.
I think we should just make our way towards our destination.
Yeah. We need to avoid
Make a note of anywhere interesting, and if necessary, we'll come on the way back.
that. Yeah.
There's the petrol station about halfway down. I keep forgetting about that.
We're not going to be able to do that with it at this stage. Too heavy. Petrol's really heavy,
Yeah.
so
And we haven't.
we can wreck it and see what it's like. But
Yeah,
The reason I'm highlighting the pub is because at the time the zombie apocalypse broke out, there was people at the pub. So outside the pub is what we will be referring to as a horde of zombies. So
Are we going to need to find another route then?
yeah, I think so.
We're going to have to double. We're going to have to double back or go through some sort of.
There'll be other roads, won't there?
Yeah, there's got to be another. We'll have to go take another route.
We'll take another route.
So,
can't
if you
have a
come
horde.
out onto the main road, you can actually go right instead of left.
Mhm.
And then out through the houses that way.
Yeah.
So, same principle as what's just happened. There's going to be, between there and the corner, there's going to be a garden. It's a short road going that way until you get to the corner, and then it's a really long road. There's going to be a zombie in a garden. So you have to decide what you want to do with that.
Just kill it.
I would say if there's no obvious zombies nearby, I would say shank him up, shank him up, and then we'll.
There is a cricket club on the corner of that road, which has a bar. So it's the same principle as the pub, just not as busy.
But close enough that if I kill the zombie, it makes a noise there.
No,
Okay.
but you're gonna have to pass it because
Okay, that's fine. Well, we'll kill that. We'll go that way. We'll kill the zombie and then get as close to the cricket club as we can and see if we can go around it without activating any creatures.
So you killed off that zombie.
Yep.
You're going down to the cricket club.
Is it busy?
So the cricket club, there's a car park. It opens out into a massive field that's got the cricket club on and stuff. And the sports social club. In the field, there's 3 zombies, like a triangle. And the door So the cricket club is open.
Okay, well, we're just going to skirt around it.
Yeah,
I mean-
we're not going to go and shut the door as
Yeah, we'll just skirt around it.
asking for trouble.
Realistically, at this point in time, the zombies aren't anywhere close enough. You can see them.
Yeah, no,
And,
but
But they're not going to be.
They're not going to be able to see you. As I think, was it yours times earlier saying that zombies' eyes are basically dead?
yeah,
you know,
they're
where
dead.
they work
Yeah,
on
it's
sound and smell.
sound
other
and
things.
smell. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. We'll ignore the cricket club for now. Just note it in our minds for a later date.
At this point in time, you hear movement behind you,
Okay.
like somebody's following.
As in, like a person.
Could be. Who knows?
Could be a person.
Then I'd be tempted to find out if this was a person or a zombie. So if it's a person, I think I'd probably find an area where I could kind of disappear into the darkness and Sam can move on and we'll see who walks past.
Are you going to quietly make me aware of this?
Yeah. Obviously.
So you've ducked off to one side.
Yeah, because I want to see.
Because the road's sort of doing an S. It's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
S bend.
Yeah,
When I was learning to drive, it was one of my least favourites.
yeah,
So it's an S bend.
that's right. I'll try to keep Sam in view. And that
So
way-
you're using, what is it Peter Griffin called it, American Sign Language? Where you just mime out.
yeah, what's going on and kind of
He can whisper. He can
roughly
whisper
what's
to
going
me.
on.
He's,
And then
I mean, in this situation, I'm probably going to stay fairly close to you.
yeah, and Sam can keep on walking and we'll see who goes past.
So, are you crouching bush?
Yeah, I'm crouched in a bush. like.
Crouched on a bush.
I've obviously checked the fucking area that there's no creatures in there.
So,
I do have some military training, I should add, at this point.
Sam's spade ready. You're...
No, Sam's looking like he's just wandering on like as if nothing's happening, like we haven't noticed.
So he's the bait, is what you're saying.
if I know I'm the bait.
Pretty much,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So Sam's the bait in this situation. But luckily for you, James, before stoving anybody's skull in, you realise that you recognise the person who just walked past you.
Okay.
And it is our special guest, Paul Williams.
Oh, and I go, dickhead! What are you fucking doing?
The fuck you
fucking
doing,
head
you
stoved in.
fucking mug?
At which point Sam goes, oh, it's Paul.
And Paul goes, I brought you another bag.
Cool.
So hang on a second.
Cheers for the bag, Paul.
I've
I
snuck
don't
out
know
of
how
the
I can
house.
carry it.
Why have I snuck out of the house?
Cats.
Need to get some air.
Fucking cats.
Basically, zombies are more appealing than cats.
Yeah, you weigh up your odds at this point in time. You've had 3 days of essentially dying. One lung's collapsed, the other one's about to go, and you think,
So, new
That
plan.
zombie.
He's now the bait.
What is Paul brought to the party in terms of armament?
Paul,
Well, my weapon was the big barbell.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a good choice.
which the one I imagine you're working on is
Slow
basically
but heavy.
like a rebar. That one.
It's tough to. It's got no reach to it though, does it? So.
The long one has.
All right, which would be really heavy though.
No, they're not that heavy.
Yeah, and they if that carries enough weight, you can knock things down.
And I presume you've screwed the bit back on to make it like a blunt object kind of thing. And
Yeah, I'll probably do the same as Elon and take a knife.
kitchen variety,
Yeah.
just like a carver.
Just like a good standard Santoku.
You could stab someone up good with one if you needed to.
It's certainly better than a toothbrush.
I don't know. I might want to kill him and then make him, not as, halitosis-y.
Okay, so
Okay.
Paul's randomly turned up with another bag. And I'm like, dude, where am I going to carry that? I've already got 2 bags.
Well, he's got a rook. He's the same. He's got the same as you guys. He's got a large bag on his back.
Okay,
It's got a bag inside
so
it.
my question would be, does Andy know you're out?
Paul.
No, what I did was I bludgeoned him to death
Paul.
before I came out. And now I want to do the same to you two. Ah!
I reckon Andy was probably just like, oh, thank fuck, I don't have to hear him talk about the fucking cats anymore.
Jesus.
If I hear him mention it, if I hear him mention his fucking
And
mum
this is a question.
one more time,
Like, what was out? Why? Why is Andy on his own in the house?
Yeah, I don't know that. Why is
Because at this point in time, I imagine that I can probably take care of the house.
Right, fair enough.
You know, it's fairly barricaded. And I've managed to let him out and
Okay,
move
that's
the
cool.
sofa back in front of the
Yeah,
door.
well, 3 heads are definitely better than 2 at this
And
stage.
really, at
'cause
this
they're-
point in
they're-
time, I think between me and him, we were like, why did only 2 of them go?
Right,
They didn't
okay.
take the bikes and they didn't take the cars.
Okay.
6 hands are better than 4.
Did you take the bike? I'd have heard you
my
way
exact
before.
question?
No, because we
But
would have heard you.
if I
before.
haven't taken the bike, my other question is, how the fuck have I caught up with you so much?
Maybe you jogged.
Because
We've
you
been sneaking around like women for the last hour and a half.
the correct answer. So you have literally just walked to their location. They've been like creeping around and taking out zombies and stuff. Every time they've stopped, you've just kept moving. And right,
found half dead
followed a
bodies.
trail of bodies.
Because every time we found an individual, we've tried to, shank its face
I
off.
feel we should reduce the population of zombies wherever we can.
I've always said this about zombie games. I believe that you should start with 1 million zombies. But for every zombie you kill, those zombies don't come back.
I feel
You should
like, the
whittle
cricket
down.
club and the pub, shouldn't we just burn it down?
It's true that if we set fire to it, it will definitely lure all the others and we can just wander off into the distance.
I'm just like, you burn it down, you kill a lot of zombies, and it's probably like a moth to the flame for a
Well, we'll
lot
have
of
to
them,
think
so-
about that because at the moment we don't.
Not
have the
necessarily now,
tools.
but it's something to consider.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
In a situation like that, I would always say a flaming zombie is far worse than
Not
a
if
flaming
they're
zombie.
super slow.
Not only that, not if we lob the fucking Molotov and just walk away.
At the point in time you got there, you didn't have anything like that.
No, that's what
Well,
I mean.
no,
I'm just
you've
saying,
got a fair point.
Like you said, for future reference.
All I'm saying is we're going somewhere with petrol. It might something to consider.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So-
I'm down with that. If he suggests that, I'm like, yeah, I'm down with that.
S-Bend
I'm
past
burn shit.
one school
Don't burn the school down.
with nothing. You're out onto now what's like a mini main road.
Okay.
It's not as main as the one up there, but it's still quite a main road and a very long main road. Lots of houses. Another school, because there's a school 30 yards from the other one. Usual rules apply. On that road, there are various gardens that have got various zombies in. That road's very long, so I'm going to say there are 10 zombies between you and the next.
On the road or in the gardens?
Gardens, one's like. at the
Because
end of the
I would say
drive.
anything that's directly within our path, we'll try to eliminate, and anything that's not, then we'll just skirt round. Because that would make
As long as they're not, as long as it's not like the pub where there's like a load of them together.
Exactly.
We can
Because
try
if they're
and
not bunched up, and now there's 3 of us, so we've got a better chance of.
we could probably shank 2 or 3 at once theoretically.
Yeah.
Because I assume even someone as incapable as me and Paul, we can shank it. We can shank
Sam?
We can shank a
Sneak up
zombie.
behind and
Shag?
shank a zombie in the head.
Shank.
Oh,
And I can
shit.
always demonstrate on the first one. I'm happy to show the
On the
kids.
first couple.
Yeah, show and tell. I like that.
Believe it or not, Paul, I've never shanked anyone, zombie or otherwise. So
You are missing out, man.
This guy.
Get right up underneath the breastplate. Lovely. What?
You doing surgery or you shanking someone up?
Well, just I like to get my money's worth.
Okay. And so anyway, right. So how do we get on
dark
down that road?
Yeah, everything seems to be fine at this point in time. You have got one zombie that is definitely out in the road.
Well, we're definitely going to shank that.
Unfortunately, that one zombie that's out in the road that you definitely have to deal with, from where you are standing,
Yeah.
you're halfway down the road, zombie in the middle of the road, you have to deal with that zombie because it's in the middle of the road.
Shank it.
Beyond that are 3 zombies that can see. that
Yeah, we can take
zombie.
them. No, we can take them. There's 3 of us. We can shank the first one, and then we can take 1 each.
Paul, how exactly do you feel about taking on a zombie at this point in time?
That would
Well,
be
it's
my
kill, it's
suggestion.
kill or be killed, isn't it?
Because we've got to deal with it.
I reckon at this point, because even we've killed quite a few zombies at this point. I'm sure I've managed to kill off a couple at this point. So
Yeah.
I imagine I'm getting reasonably quite comfortable with my Spade O'Doom. So
The fork of death.
Yeah, there's probably a bit of, a couple of chunks of flesh hanging off the
Fork
spade.
of fortitude.
Well, I've dubbed my blunt instrument the stick of truth.
I'd call it Barbarella, but it's...
No, mine is the stick of truth in homage to the South Park video game.
Right. Okay.
Fair enough. I've not named my weapons yet for the moment. No.
Just in case.
Yeah.
You have to let one go.
I'm thinking about it. See how they perform.
Plus,
I've got a samurai sword. So at this point, surely I can just...
Remember, we're also passing... If we're going to Morrison's, we also pass Home Base, which is full of stuff like this. If
You really want to go to fucking home base, don't you?
It's full of massive gardening implements.
Close them down.
It's full, and plus it's true. It's full of massive tools. There'll be all
Well, especially when we're there.
I was just about to say, are these the actual implements, or are these fucking
The only two
retards that we've
tools
sort of encountered when we burst through the front doors?
That's true. That is true. It's full of cool stuff.
Cool.
I was saying it's right near Morrison's. You might as well, man.
Yeah, we should check it out.
You can also go to Home Sense as well and pick up yourself like a life-size Velociraptor fossil or a really ugly settee.
Not only that,
we need one of those.
Pick up a lamp for me while
Didn't
you're
get any food.
I've
We
totally
brought back
forgot.
this nice sofa.
why are we struggling and going all the way down to Morrison's when Waitrose is ever so slightly closer?
It'll have a higher class of zombie in it.
Yeah.
Well, if they're both close, we should check them both
so
out.
we go into Waitrose and then the zombies taking down the rose hip tea or something like that. Whereas in Morrison they'd just be sort of trying to open the tin.
So did we manage to kill those 4 zombies?
Quick, let me roll this dice. Yes.
So you kill the one in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
The 3 that could see him all come for you.
Awesome. Well, hopefully these 2 clowns are either side. If
Oh
they're
yeah,
not.
I've got the Spade
If
of
not, it's gonna be Samurai
Spade of Doom
sword
ready.
Sam's had some swinging action.
Yeah.
Take them that way you will. You're taking care of zombie number 1. Sam takes care of zombie number 2.
Yeah.
Quite comfortably at this point in time. However, Paul Williams
Son of a bitch.
gets taken down by zombie number 3.
Can I
So
turn
there's
and kill it?
some gnawing and some scratching and some biting going on.
Really?
You got him by the shoulders, but he's getting a bit close.
Can I not just stick the fucking samurai
crack
sword
on,
straight
then.
through the top of its head?
Crack on.
Well, I've just done
He's gonna
that.
get free
Well, that
eaten
fucking
in a
thing's dead,
second.
mate. I'm not going to be wasting my time 3 seconds for this one, 1 minute for that one. This is going to be a blur.
Right.
Like, Sam will be like, get my spade. Oh shit, they're already dead. Bonsai.
I'm not cool enough. I'm probably struggling with just one zombie.
I've gone into bloodlust.
Really? So even though you know you need to kill them as silently as possible, you've now gone to going Bonsai!
I'm killing everything.
After killing every
That's-
single
The
one.
rage is on.
Real quickly, does anybody want to deal with the 4th one that's now ambling quite quickly towards you?
Quite quickly, I thought these were only...
Well, if I've spotted it, I'll kill
hit
it.
one
If you've
pace
spotted it,
zombie.
you
If you're helping Paul out,
but
I
they're
will.
they're not zombies in reverse. They can move quicker.
I mean,
They
I'm
amble
dealing with
quicker.
Paul's creature.
Yeah, and if I've managed to finish off my one, then I will do my best to shovel up this one too.
Shuffle up.
Spade
will not be fanning
the shovel's a good weapon. You
Paul
can
has
bonk
taken,
people in the face with it. You can
Paul's taken 1 psychological damage at this point.
I've taken 17% damage.
However,
I've suffered 1 horror.
yeah, he's taken 1 horror damage, which he flipped over and turned into psychological damage. However, you do check him over and no scratches or bites are present. So
I was lucky.
it was fucking
At
lucky.
this point, I say, Paul, get your shit together. For fuck's sake.
I'm sat in the living room right now and go, a sense of disturbance in the force.
Me kicking off at Paul.
Something terrible has happened.
I think I would say at this stage, Paul, next time I will put this samurai sword through your fucking head if you do not deal with one zombie.
Knowing James
Even
as
Sam
we
killed
do,
4.
Even Sam killed 4!
Well, yeah.
You know what? It's worth noting that because I am still me, I'm probably still making an absolute pig's ear of this.
I was going to sort of say, when someone was like, oh, well, I've killed this one, I'm taking care of the other one, I was like, yeah, Sam, it's taking you a little bit longer.
Oh yeah,
This
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to pretend it was just like.
Is it a case of Sam has been caught gloating or living in the sort of... He's so happy with his first kill that he's been caught off guard by the second one that sort of grabs him from
basically,
behind.
it took him a good 3 attempts to kill that first one he was dealing with. And whilst James has, shanked one, as we're going with as the terminology, and then had to take care of the one that was trying to eat your face. The 4th zombie is en route, and I think we'll
That's gonna be
allow
Paul.
that Sam manages to get to it just in time. and then spend the next 45 minutes dealing with.
Can I ask, has Sam
Miss,
also...
I'll be like, just sitting there. I'll take a little seat, have a little look, chew on some grass.
Yeah.
Has Sam also adopted a killing word, like James with his Banzai?
Sam, you need a killing word?
I don't think I'm cool enough to have a killing word. I think I'm mostly just gonna be they're full of liquid.
I'd like to think that past a certain point we all basically have that sort of killer phrase. Like, you know... Like,
they're full of liquid. It's just
yours could be something more like something chefy, like, you know, justice was served.
And I also
here today.
Oh no!
I wouldn't say that.
One-liners. Everybody gets a catchphrase.
No one's
Chew on that, zombie.
We're not army. We don't.
I opened you like a tin of beans, didn't I? Now fuck off.
Stick around.
We're
not cool enough for that.
Because of your dealing with the most recent zombies, your next road is zombie free.
Oh, good. Paul's
However,
now scout.
Well, fill the glass.
That'll do for me. That'll do for me. Seriously, it's getting a bit tinny.
Some fucking thing.
Getting a bit tinny on the old tongue.
Be a cat.
This is what he's like.
This is what he's like.
Shut your fucking face, James.
From now on, you're definitely bait.
You just saved me from a zombie attack.
Yeah,
You've got to be nice to me.
Now he's regretting it.
Now I'm saying to Sam, why did I just do that? Why didn't we just let him die and just walk off?
Your next road is zombie free. Look at you. However, at the end of that road is a pub. Luckily,
Sent to tempt me after my killing spree.
this pub does not have a beer garden. It's certainly not out the front.
Okay.
So, what I will say is, the door to the pub is open. There is the sound of a TV that's been turned up a little bit too loud. But there are no visible zombies walking around that area.
Should I turn off the TV or should we just leave it?
Just leave it. It's probably a great distraction.
Go in the pub.
Can we reach through the open window of the pub with the my stick of truth and turn off the
like
TV?
Sam said, let's just leave it. You'll get killed.
TV's behind the bar. Bar's the other side.
Let's leave the pub.
Let's leave it because, like you said, it is a good distraction. Like the creatures will go to the noise instead of us.
Depends on how obnoxiously loud it is. It could also cover up anything coming our way.
Is it this time? Is it this time of the year?
Yeah, it's like now.
It's this time.
So basically, what you're
10.
saying is, in a couple of weeks' time, the TV is on and it's playing the football.
Yeah, World Cup.
So even though there's a zombie apocalypse on, I love the fact that in Russia, not affected. So World Cup still goes on as standard.
You wouldn't even notice in Russia. Like, if you already live in a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
For all our
That's right, Russia. Come get
I was going to say
for all our Russian listeners,
for all our Russian
feel free
supporters
to
over there,
text
thanks
in and
for
let us know if
tuning
that's
in.
true or
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
I'm
Yes,
just
do you currently live in a shithole?
They don't have internet in Russia.
just going to throw this out right now because I've just realised a hole in my planning.
Oh, right.
You can hear the faint hum of a generator. Because I'm pretty sure we went through that there's no power.
Where's this? At the pub?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to ignore it. The
That's why the
generator will
TV's
run out.
That's why the TV's on.
It makes a that is a massive noise centre. We can just avoid it. If there's not there's not a bunch of zombies there now, then that's fine. We'll just ignore it.
You
I'll
now
be there later.
are back on the main road, so more possibility of zombies. However, you have reached a row of shops. On the row of shops is Asian supermarket. A Domino's pizza, another generic pizza place.
Oh, what the fuck? We've barely got anywhere. We're not even halfway down the road yet. This is ridiculous. Oh, it's this. I'm off back to the house.
A laundrette and a mini supermarket.
Turkish, I believe.
Turkish supermarket.
Is that the halal place?
Yeah.
We should check the supermarket first because Domino's Pizza and all those things are going to just have shite in them. The Asian thing's okay, but I'd check the supermarket first.
They are all shut.
With shutters or just shut?
No, but they are shut and locked.
So you'd have to smash the windows too.
Yeah.
Oh, well...
And it might set off an alarm as well.
Or use our exquisite lock-picking techniques to open the door?
I was going to say I can roll up my shirt and smash a window and hope that there's no alarm. If there's alarm, we just fuck off and wait for the things to shamble towards it while we go around.
Over the road from that row of shops is a petrol station.
Yep.
And a working men's club. There are 2 zombies in the car park. They look like they were previously smoking when the zombie apocalypse kicked off, and they're still trying to light a Benson and Hedges or something. And one of them's almost definitely got an e-cigarette and doing this.
Well, at least we know it's not Dench.
Dench has already got plans for the zombie apocalypse. He knows where he's going to go and what he's going to do.
Is it Rascal?
Yeah. So, what do you want to do about the shops?
So I could do what I suggested.
The only problem is if we smash in the shop, it might have an alarm.
But if it does, if we're like in the direction that we should leave, in the direction we want to go, we can smash the window. If the alarm does go off, the zombies will come across in the men's club. We can just fuck off, and they'll go towards the sound of the
I
alarm.
would really not recommend setting
Petrol
off a massive
station
alarm.
has got 6 zombies on the forecourt. So from where you are stood, you can see a minimum of 8 zombies within 10, 20 yards.
I mean, they're still going to shamble, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a lot of zombies.
You can peg it. It's just how long they pursue for, and it could be indefinitely.
Paul? It's a group decision.
Yeah.
I don't know.
James wants to smash a window.
All I'm
And
thinking
you
at this
can
point is...
see a minimum of 10 zombies.
Surely, if I look through the windows, can we see like any? Because if there's no power, surely the alarm won't go off.
Sometimes they're weird though, because they run off like a weird backup.
The thing is, what you could do is you can smash a window with a rock or something from afar and see if they all just shamble towards it, and then try and move off in the
Yeah, but if it hasn't got an alarm and we smash it with a rock, they'll definitely go towards it. Whereas if I just like smash the door window with a rolled up shirt, it'll muffle the sound.
It'll still be really, really loud in
I was
a...
going to say, you got to work
It'll
on
still
principle.
produce
Most
sound.
of those doors with the glass will be the double layer
Or the safety
glass.
It'll still. The thing is, you have to remember how quiet it is. It's still going to be real loud.
Yeah, it's going to be loud. Yeah, we're going to have to just leave it, aren't we? If it's not already smashed, then nobody else has tried, so we can just leave it.
The thing is, I can say that Domino's Pizza will almost certainly have an alarm.
To be honest, if none of these are smashed already, then no one else has tried, so we should probably leave it.
That's what I'm wondering at this point. Why is it that none of these places have got windows smashed open?
Because at this point in time, as I was saying before, you have to work on the principle that anybody that's gone, shit, zombie apocalypse, did what we did and barricaded themselves in the houses. So the only thing that's out and wandering around is zombies. Eventually, as each day goes on, there'll be more people like
the advantage is that it's completely untouched. And if it's locked up, then presumably there's no zombies inside.
Mm.
Yes.
What about distracting? What about using one of us distract the other zombies
Which?
to
The
follow
6 on the
us,
board, the
while
6.
the other 2
The 6 on the
smash the
tube.
door in? So if two people smash the door of the supermarket and start rifling through it, and then one other person distracts the men's club zombies and the guys and the ones in the...
Distracts them to what end, though? Where would it be?
Well, we're going to have to run like a motherfucker, aren't you?
Mm.
I mean, like you said, they could go indefinitely, but they're still only going to be shambling. So you're always going to be able to outrun them.
Or presumably just give them the slip, which would be the...
Exactly. Mm. And lead them away from the noise that you're making from getting into the supermarket. And if that looks like it's failing, then we all run.
Why are we trying to get into the supermarket?
Well, because it's close, so if we can find all the things we need in there, then we don't need to go.
It's an Asian supermarket, though.
So it'll have a lot of dry goods.
Yeah.
Noodles, rice, that
Noodles,
kind of
rice,
stuff.
things like that.
But Morrison's will also have those things.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, well, I tell you what, mark it for later. Go to Morrison's.
I would certainly...
Yeah, we can think about it on the
At this point in time, you could end things at this point in time by saying...
Yeah, we still need to go to Sam's apartment.
You've got 8 zombies to take care of in the area. You could kill the 8, or at least try to kill 8 zombies.
Nah, that seems like a...
It's quite a lot.
Personally, and I'm not there, so I can't comment on this. But personally, if that was the situation, I'd go and take care of the 2 zombies in the working men's club car park, and then you only got 6.
Yeah, but we can, like you said, we've still got to get to Sam's apartment, so we're still going to have to continue on our journey.
We're really quite close at that point anyway.
Yeah.
So
we can mark it. We can check it on the way back.
even if we just go to my apartment, it's still because I've also got a load of food in my apartment, so not as much as a store, but there's stuff in there.
No, I think we'll leave it and we'll check it on the way back.
So
because if nobody's smashed it already, maybe they'll.
I agree with Andy's suggestion that it's probably worth shanking those 2 just to.
Okay, if you want to shank those 2, I'm up for shanking those 2. I think Paul should have a go at shanking.
Yeah, I think James is almost definitely going to send Paul in on this one.
No, yeah, Paul's going
to make his.
Well, I'm okay with that.
To make his living.
Me and Paul will go and shank those 2 zombies. Because I'm like, Paul, you got to learn to shank, dude. Because
I've not really learned to shank. I'm hoping to get an improved spade at some point.
Level up.
I was going to say, it's not Final Fantasy.
Swinging.
We're not levelling up at random points during the day.
Oh, that's weird, because I was about to say, if you go with James to shank this zombie, you are about to level up.
Is my level up that I no longer am affected by cats with lung types?
It'll have to be a perk choice.
It's interesting, because you don't know what you might find at the supermarket.
Well, one would assume that a character generation, I took the massive flaw, diabetes, and would hopefully have got some character points back from this. So...
Yes, you gained charisma.
That's fucking lies. Absolute lies.
Okay, so we're shanking those 2 zombies.
Yeah.
Then.
Okay. So, James, how did Paul do? Did he learn to shank?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I did the first one, and then Paul went, "Oh, that's cool," and did the second.
I love that you're... So, at this time, you're taking down 1 zombie.
Yeah.
I'm watching you take down this one
And
zombie.
No, you do the other one at the same time.
All right, okay. It's just a case of I was just
No,
thinking.
we have to-
why am I
Yeah,
watching?
Yeah, it's got to be
Why am
synchronised.
I watching?
Because of the noise. No, it's got to be synchronised because of the noise. So we just get in the same place, and I'm like, right, ready, go, fucking bam.
Well, the big thing is probably smash a head quickly.
Oh god! Seriously, you would not believe that the head split.
We'll be using the knife at this stage.
It's pretty much. Oh well, I was going to say this is
I think the actual thing of smashing the head would probably be better. To be
this
honest,
is so weighty. It's almost
Walking Dead, they just
people
walk up
in half.
behind them and stab them in the side of the head. It's much quieter. It's much quieter. It's simple.
It is much quieter. However, in this situation, it isn't. And as Paul shanks a zombie, it lets out a low, zombie-like moan.
Is it a working men's club zombie?
Yeah.
We probably went, "Hey man, what are you doing?"
It was the zombie equivalent of ear mate.
Oh man. So what happens now then? Paul shits his pants and I go, "Oh fucking hell," and we go back towards Sam and
Why have I become this soppy, crying mess?
I don't know why that is. I don't know. I don't know why that is.
It's because we're trying to get it as close to real life as possible.
Sort yourself
That's why
out.
I'm incredibly lame and can barely use a shovel.
Okay, so what happens now?
There's a zombie.
So the first one's gone down. The second one's made a noise, and I thought, for fuck's sake, Paul, again.
It's the scene in. Has anyone seen The Emperor's New Groove?
Yes.
It's the scene where he pops the balloon, and then none of the animals wake up, and he's like, "Ha!" And then all the animals wake up.
Is that what happens?
So, one of the zombies that is closest next to the wall of the petrol station seems to have heard said zombie low moan.
Let's just sneak away. Back away.
At this point in time, I would recommend freezing.
Remember the working men's club, if you're seeing that part, it does have a low wall. You can probably just dip behind.
Right, okay, I can't picture it. So.
I've obviously lived here really near, so I can do this bit. This bit's
The zombie in
easy to visualise for
question
me.
has not noticed you.
There you go.
And you can continue. And the next section is another row of shops, mostly takeaway, fish and chips, Chinese, Thai, but there is a mini supermarket. There's a very small shop.
Is it smashed? Is it open?
It looks like the door is ever so slightly ajar, but that could be to do with the foot that's lodged in it.
Is that the ELO one? Not the Electric Light Orchestra.
I was like, oh, it's abandoned.
Yeah.
It would appear that there is a face-down body.
Yeah, we can check that out.
Gonna loot it.
Yeah. Well, we should check out the little supermarket
I don't. If there's shops that we're coming across on our walk
that are open. We should
that
check
are
them
open,
out.
we can't afford not to get
Yeah,
into
we
it.
should check it
Yeah,
out.
okay. Give it a prod.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
Give the corpse
the body.
Give the corpse a prod.
Yeah.
Corpse doesn't do anything.
Okay, well, I'm going in and stabbing it in the head. Anyway, because I don't give a fuck whether it doesn't move or not. I'm going to stab it in the head. Torch
So
on.
in there,
It's dark.
you can get as many cigarettes as you want.
Oh, excellent. We can trade. Yeah, we'll take those.
Really good plan. Seriously, ciggies are going to be like
Yeah,
worth
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
money,
we'll
and
take
well, a lot of.
There might be a bunch of cigarette puffing bastards at Morrison's.
As much alcohol as you want.
We'll definitely take some. Again, tradable and drinkable.
What I would say is it's mostly a wine and spirits kind of place.
But the spirits can be used to make a.
Yeah, spirits are good for weapons,
Yeah.
and they're also tradable. So
And they're
we won't take
also-
the wine, but we'll take.
Nah,
the,
stuff like bottles of brandy and stuff like that are just like they're also quite
yeah, any high
comparatively light.
Spirit, high spirit value we'll take.
The bottles collectively will be heavy
They're making noise as well.
and they'll clink.
Take one each. That'll do. They won't.
Or maybe two.
Remember,
No,
if you've got a big, if you're giving you like a big sort of military
has your
style,
rucksack got pockets?
that's what I was trying to say. If it's like a military style
Yeah,
backpack,
okay.
you'll be able to fit.
I'm going to say take a bottle in each pocket, and that will stop the clinking
Right,
noise.
so everybody now has, I'm going to say, it's a medium-sized bottle of Jack Daniels times 2.
Yeah,
So between you, you've got 6.
Yeah, cool. Right.
Okay?
And a bunch of ciggies.
And however many cigarettes
Which way
you decide
fuck
to take.
The way fuck all, if not necessarily can ditch them. So
Yeah,
we'll take as many
It
as we
will
can,
take up space.
Yeah.
but we won't be weigh anything.
So we might need them when we get to Morrison's if we want stuff.
So, next is student apartment with 2 student zombies.
And they fit.
You don't notice any difference.
Be the Chinese. We'll all be Chinese student zombies because
Asian, you can't say Chinese.
most of them are Chinese.
It's factual, it's not, you know.
No, it's not.
Can we
They are
just skirt around
Chinese.
them?
There's a gate. They seem to be trying to get through the gate.
Yeah, we'll ignore
The
them.
gate's open. Unfortunately, we are now at our next petrol station. 4 zombies on the forecourt. One of them seems to be trying to feed itself through the little windowy thing to where you put your money through when it's shut. Don't know why. Seems to be trying to force itself through the gap.
Maybe there's something interesting in there. Might be a person.
There's a car showroom.
Oh, it could have. No, they don't have petrol in, do they?
Generally not, and it's
They would have keys or
they're
anything.
very
so-
second-hand cars,
Yeah, okay.
so I can't imagine they're brimming with petrol. There's a couple of there's a hairdresser and things like that. This point in time, this area is quite devoid of zombies for some reason. Not really sure why. There is a cafe on one corner.
The only thing cafes are going to have is stuff that would
Perishables.
probably already would have expired.
At this point in
Unless
time,
coffee beans.
You're basically at mine at this point.
we've
so-
reached Sam's apartment building.
Right.
Sam, it's over to you.
Yeah, you're going to have to lead because I don't
How
know
many
where we're going.
floors?
There are a lot of different apartment buildings here. I'm on the first floor,
We only want to go to yours.
so
So between the end of the road and your front door are 4 zombies. All of them will more than likely need taking care of.
Yeah, we'll have to take care of it.
They're generally ambling around. There's that car park bit where I usually stop to pick you up or drop you off. And then there's one just outside the apartment building.
just outside the apartment building is also bike sheds. And if you want in, obviously I've got the key and can let us in.
Yeah.
If you want to nick the bikes, you'll have to get rid of the locks, but they're still a thing if we want to use them,
Yeah, okay.
So who's
including
doing
my bike.
Who's doing what?
Well, all 3 of us are going to have to take out those 4 zombies first.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll do that.
All at once?
Yeah.
Are all 4 of them within earshot, as it were.
They can see each other. They can see you.
There's no way to do any of
as
this.
You're stood at the end of the road, you can see them, and they're not particularly bothered by you. But as you get closer, once one's seen you, they've all seen you.
Yeah, we're going to just have
The only problem you've got as well around mine is that there's a lot of blind corners and the like as well. So because it's an apartment complex, so.
Well, have you pointed out to me where they are?
Yeah.
I assume you have. Okay, so he's pointed out where the blind corners are, so I am now aware of those things.
Okay.
We're still going to have to take out those 4 zombies.
We are, yeah.
When Sam took out the last zombie, the previous zombie, whilst driving his spade through that zombie's head, he's hit something and he's chipped the spade. At this point in time, he's actually managed to shear off a third of the spade.
Oh no!
Surely it'll still be pointy, though.
Oh, it's going to be jagged as hell.
That's
That's
fine
even
then.
better.
Seems like it's just as good as it was.
Yeah, level up. You can use it for stabbage now.
Now it's a stabby fucking spade. Much better. You can
Stabby,
stab him in the back of the
stabby.
head from a
Is
distance.
Paul managing to do any better, James?
Well, I would like to think so.
Have you taught him
He's
well?
got a rhythm to it.
I would like to think that now he's found his.
Should we level Paul up
Yeah, I
to
think
be able
he's
to
found
deal
he's
with...
found his rhythm.
He's going to
Well,
the
Paul's
rhythm.
our bruiser because he's got the massive swinging beast of doom. So
So, I'm going to say that to make up for what he felt like was his failings previously, Paul has taken care of 2 of the zombies.
Rizzo.
So is it on to Morrison's now? You've got your insulin, by the way.
Yeah.
Alright, so we went through his entire apartment, no issue, and just grabbed up. That was cool. Right result.
As if we didn't check any of the other apartments.
I wouldn't though.
I would leave him well.
Because it's either
People in
Zombie.
each one.
or somebody who goes, alright, give us your shit.
I'd just leave it.
But what about? And this is like the most important thing. What about the hamster? Is it okay?
Okay, so we kill the hamster. And we leave.
I've got some bad news, Sam.
What?
Zombie hamster.
The hamster didn't make it. You haven't been home for nearly 4 days at this point.
Oh,
in time.
hamsters can live for ages. You know, you don't have to go out with them.
Hamster didn't make it, I'm afraid.
Died of sadness.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or boredom.
Oh well, I'll avenge Domino and.
So on to Morrison's.
Onward to
then.
Morrison's, gentlemen. Yes?
Okay, let's go.
Now I'm going to give you a freebie on this one. Once you get to Morrison's, because thinking about supermarkets and stuff, they've got shutters as well. For some,
Can we go to home base first? I know I keep going on about this, but I really want to I really want to see what they've got in
Well,
there.
if it's true that he has kept on about it, so we can take a detour to home base.
It's not even a detour; it is literally on the way.
Well, we'll go to home base because it's on the way, because there could be some cool tools in there.
when the power went out, it for some weird reason opened all the doors and the shutters halfway on each one of the shops.
Okay.
So, just so you haven't wasted your time getting there and gone, well, it's locked and the shutters are down. All doors and shutters are half
That's
open.
fine. We can.
So, you'd have to squeeze through the automatic doors. And you'd have to duck down under the
Well,
shutters.
first thing we should do is from a distance.
Are you still going to home base?
Yeah, we're just going to bang on the shutters first and see if anything comes out or anything comes out of anywhere towards the shutters. Well, nothing comes out.
Sorry, I was shaking my head involuntarily.
That's. I mean, surely we want to see if anything's in there or anything's around. Can we see any zombies from where we stood? Is this area completely deserted?
You can't you can't see any, but in my mind that might give you an indication of
Where they
certain
are.
things.
Everything's inside. I'd bang on the shutter and see what happens. Or from a distance, or lob something. Why? What if the fucking thing's full of zombies inside?
Then you've told them and any other zombie in the vicinity exactly where
Yeah, but
they
this is
are.
home base, not Morrison's. Like, if the thing is full of zombies...
Do you understand what area we're talking about? You can't see a single zombie anywhere, yet all the doors are open.
Well, I'd be concerned they just can't get out. Because didn't you say the shutters are kind of half open?
Shutters are halfway.
Right, so what?
Doors are halfway.
I'm not sure I'd want to poke my head underneath and see if there's anything in there. Why
We
would
might
I?
have to, as much as it pains me, we might have to give Homebase a miss.
I'm just not too keen on sticking my head up. Well, I'm telling you now, if we're in that situation, I'm not sticking my head underneath the shutter to see if there's anything in there.
You wouldn't have to, though, would you? You could stand 10 yards back and crouch down and look.
If it's night.
Yeah, you're not going to
It's
get.
night.
You're
I'm not going to see jack shit.
You got your torches, haven't you?
You're still not going to see.
Not
something
gonna. That's
10
not gonna.
yards
You
away.
got a bike torch. A bike light is not going to illuminate jack shit.
That torch I've got through there is like 1 billion candles.
Yeah, you could have also picked up a torch from mine that does have. I've got a sizable torch.
All right. Well, if we've got a torch that's useful, then we crouch down and look with the torch. Can I see anything?
Which shop?
The home base.
You
home
can't
base.
see anything.
Can I
In
hear
home base.
anything? Is there any moaning or shuffling or groaning?
A little bit.
Oh.
See?
Come on, at this point in time, you're 3 badass zombie killing motherfuckers.
Yeah, but you can end up a dead badass zombie killing motherfucker by sticking your head under a shutter when there's a fucking thing in there that we haven't encountered yet. What would you reckon?
At this point, I'm falling asleep. Like in actual real life. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I'm obviously knackered. So I imagine if I'm falling asleep in real life, in the zombie apocalypse,
You're falling
I'm an
asleep.
absolute liability.
Wow.
And I've basically just...
Well, why can't we wait
Fall
till he
asleep.
passes out and slide him under? That's what we're
Why,
doing.
just like his skeleton comes up?
We'll
Oh.
just slide him under, see what happens, put him back out. Still alive. What should we do at this stage?
If Paul's fallen asleep, it might be worth that,
I was going to say, you didn't just turn it into an episodic thing.
Yeah.
Next time
Well, that's
on
the
Dragon
plan.
Ball Z.
So what do we do? So what you need to do is we stop at
You
home
want
base.
cliffhanger?
Yeah.
So we've got 2 Morrisons, but we now don't know what we're going to do.
You whacking on a bloody shutter would be a great cliffhanger. But, yeah.
Rap on the shutter.
Well,
I'll give
to
you
be
a
honest,
clue. Next episode's going to be real short.
well, I just think that it's like, why would it be real short? See, the reason it would only be real short is if home base is full of zombies. In which case, going in there.
But why would it be? There's no one, like, because the zombie apocalypse happened, but like the only thing that would be on there is probably employees. And even then, it depends when it, if it was shut or... I mean, it might have some customers in there, but...
And you could argue that the employees inside there are zombies regardless of what's happening.
It's like, well, now with its home base in the state that's in at the moment, it's only got about 4 employees
What if
anyway, the whole company.
what if there
So.
are other people in there?
Yeah, they could be.
Got hold up
Again,
in
it depends on when this all happened.
That's going to be even more dangerous because they've
Exactly.
been in there. They've been in there and they've been rifling
Like,
through
we
the
can't really see
tools.
anything. We can hear something, but we don't know what it is. And what? So we make no noise and just sneak in and hope it's not a person or 10,000 zombies crammed in there. Sounds like a fail. What about crouching down and throwing something underneath, like into the... It would make sufficient noise if anything was in there. It would shuffle towards it. Without
So
making-
like we get down and we sort of like try and roll a bottle.
Yeah, like roll
Something like
something in there. That would make enough noise for the things inside, but not for the things outside. Certainly more stealthful than banging on a shutter.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and we'll
Yeah.
leave it there.
So
What is
we've
it you're rolling in?
We've burned. Well, not burned, as in like we've got rid of one of our bottles of Bell's whiskey or something like that.
Yeah, we've lobbed that.
Something
in.
that's nice and circular and like.
So you've rolled it.
Yeah.
You haven't thrown it.
No,
Yeah, we've rolled it in.
we've rolled it to try and get as much noise as possible because obviously you've got the ding 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 ding
Okay.
ding ding ding.
And
And that's
where
where
we
you're
leave
leaving it.
Yeah.
So, let's find out what happens next time. Zombie apocalypse. Right, we'll leave it there.
Excuse me.
So there you go. What did you guys think to that? Cookiecast Zombiecast Part 1. As always, jump over to the website, thecookiecast.com. Give us a shout. Tell us what you thought to that. Whether you'd want to hear more. It's a possibility to do more. Whether you want to see new characters involved. just give us an idea of what you'd want to see more of, and we'll see if we can accommodate that. Like I say, that was part 1. There's another part coming soon. Check out the second part. See if the zombie fighting podcasters manage to make it through their shopping excursion. See if they all survive. So tune in for that next time. But until then, bye bye.